Yes, shalom, shalom. Thank you so much. And so I want to share just a little bit, just an excerpt from my book, Sowing into Your Own Field and Investing in You. This really was a labor of love. It turned into a group coaching thingy a couple of years ago. But yeah, I want to share just a little bit from the book, and I'm going to take it from chapter 2. And chapter 2 says, "Who told you that you were naked?" So one of the greatest regrets in life is being what others want you to be rather than being yourself. And that's a quote from Shannon L. Adler. The interesting thing about being you is that no one can beat you being you. A sad and common thing is people are walking around their whole lives thinking that they are someone else. Yes, beloved, an imposter. My question is, who told you that you were this or that? What voices are you listening to? And why are you listening to them? I know that we like to feel included, approved of, welcomed. And you know what? That's normal. My next question is, what if you aren't included, approved of, or welcomed? Then what? What if they, air quotes, never get you? If you have been misunderstood and mistaken, now what? Would I sound unprofessional if I say, who cares? Look, and I mean really look. Take a gander at your skill set, talents, your unique smile, and your ability for doing that thing that you do with style. You were not made from a cookie cutter. God made you fearfully and most wonderfully. He is kind of famous for hiding things in us that we didn't even know were there. Yes, he sewed some things into you. I remember a couple of years ago, I was on Facebook and I stopped by my daughter's page and I laughed out loud, like for real, when I read her post. Her status says, "I'm kind of a big deal." Now that took a boldness to put that there and not be concerned about what anyone else said. Now, I'm sure you want to know, why did I laugh? Why did I laugh at my daughter's status? I laughed because it honestly was disarming. I was really like a loud smile for me. My daughter was showing off her confidence. I was proud of her. And by the way, she is kind of a big deal to me. It does not matter what someone else thinks about you, me, her, or anyone. You have to know that you are a big deal. Again, the internals, that inner voice, will dictate what you think about yourself. No, you are not naked. You are covered with an array of creativity, ability, and your own kind of beautiful. No, you certainly are not naked. And no, you have not come from a cookie cutter pattern, so don't you dare expect to look like, sound like, or even think like someone else. You are covered in your very own uniqueness. Life tends to ding us up a bit, but we are built to take it. We don't have to fold. Donny Hathaway had a song years ago, and the lyrics were, "Giving up is hard to do." Actually, giving up is quite easy. It takes no energy to walk away. The challenging work is to keep going, failure after failure. What happens a lot of times is that people don't think to themselves about the fact that it was a strategy that didn't work, not the idea. Let's look at something that most people can relate to. Relationships. Relationships take work. If they're going to last, that's the truth. And if it's going to be a quality relationship, most people depend on the other person to complete them, co-sign them, and validate them. Also, you may have heard those not so famous words, "I can't live without you." Really? Why can't they live without you? Think about this. What kind of person thinks like that? Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing to find someone to share your dreams and visions with. What a life you can have with someone who can support you. Wow. So listen, if they don't agree with you, do you quit? Whose voices are you listening to? Let me put it like this. Whose voice is influencing the way you live your life? Aren't you the same person? Aren't you the same person who gives and does for everyone else and neglects yourself in more ways than you can count? How much longer can you go on like that? Giving of your time and money. Yeah, it can have great rewards. Giving to a ministry, organization, or helping friends and family can be quite amazing. But what are you doing for you? When do you begin to invest in you? Sowing into yourself is not a crime, not in any state. Allow me to share this with you. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of the Messiah. That's taken from 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. I don't want you to assume that you know what this means. I want to explain it so that I know that I have at the very least let you know what it means, not just to me, but how it was meant to be received. That whole paragraph is a verb-oriented flow. It is an intentional movement that is designed to assist you in de-junking your mind. It has a destination. It says bringing everything into captivity, every thought to the obedience of the Messiah. Christ is the anointed one. Bringing a thought captive looks like this. You are binding it hand and foot and mouth. It is now imprisoned, confined, and made a slave to you. You are now in charge. That crazy thought and vain imagination has no power over you. It no longer has influence in your life. The voice of pride, bitterness, and jealousy no longer has a voice. And you, well, you look like victory. Your life is now in order. Clarity is a byproduct of you getting the reins back to your life. So that's the part that I wanted to share, and I hope that it really blesses you. So, again, I am Dr. Nabia Bat Yehuda Harbin, bringing you intimate truth. Guess what? It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. Thank you so much for allowing me to share that little bit with you. Shalom, shalom. And you can get my book at nabiteaches.com/sowing, SOWING, ebook. And you can get your ebook copy right there. Thank you so much. Shalom.